What made you lose respect for someone? When my friend voted for Trump. Edit, 10k upvotes. Oh my god, guys, thanks a million. Edit 2, thanks for the gold, kind stranger. My cheating husband. Complex situation. Was at home minding my own business, and a friend told my ex's new boyfriend where I lived. Wasn't a very comfortable week. First one, I was the passenger in a car. They are driving at the speed limit in the overtaking lane and just sitting in it. They then comment something like I'm driving at the speed limit, so that means I don't need to move over. I was quite stunned at how small-minded it was. Second one. A colleague was working at communal computer. It then hit an error/BSOD, so I took a look, did a few attempted fixes, then put a sign saying no. On it, it was still not working and partly a joke, because I knew at least someone would likely try it anyway. I mentioned to the same colleague that it still wasn't working, and I joked that someone would probably move it and try use it anyway. A day or two later, we both come in and joke that the sign is still there. I go to a computer, turn around, and see the very same coworker has moved the sign and is trying to use it. WTF. Bullies. I have no respect for bullies. As cliché as it sounds, dishonesty. I had a female friend about 5 years ago. We weren't particularly close, but it was fun having a little sidekick from time to time. I guess it was kinda weird that she spent a lot of time with another guy when she already had a boyfriend. I was 20, so it's not like I would have known better. I had a feeling that he was on his way out by the way she talked about him. Kinda seemed like a dickhead. Months pass and she tells me about how stressful things are at home. We were sitting in the commons area at our community college, so there were plenty of people running around. That's how she met this other guy. It was a pretty short exchange and I think they exchanged contacts on Snapchat. We hung out for a few more days. Things sounded more turbulent at home. Naturally I was a little concerned, so I'd try to check up on her from time to time via text. Then she stopped replying altogether. I figured I couldn't do much but maybe check back later in like a week or so. A week passes and I try again and I get a text from a number I hadn't seen before. They tell me they're in the commons area of the college. I was already on campus and figured what's the worst that could happen. That's when I met her boyfriend, her new one that is. He sat up from his chair, trudged over to grab me by the shirt collar and tried to manhandle me. I managed to rip one of his hands away and take a swing at him. I missed but he backed off. Keep in mind this was in an indoor public space with people and security cameras watching, including the girl in question sitting a few feet behind him with the most shit-eating grin on her face. He pretty much spelled out what happened. She pretty much hopped from one guy to the next and ghosted me in the process. I still think about what I could have done better, but I always come back to the fact that she could have just told me what happened and couldn't hang out anymore. I would have respected her being upfront about it and it would have been fine. I pretty much got ditched and discarded for someone else and they had to be such a coward about it. It really rubbed me the wrong way and I've had trust issues ever since. The wrong way. I had a friend who said he drank bleach, so I called the nearest hospital and right when they picked up he came over to my house and said it was a joke, and that is why he's lost my respect. 1. The audacity to willingly join any and every person who talks shit about me, then acts like nothing's wrong when I've seen him do it multiple times. 2. The ability to lie to me when I ask them things. 3. The ability to embarrass me and act casual about it. 4. Being an apologetic for every single wrong thing that happens to me. Your T0 OD dramatic. Catching them in constant lies about anything. I couldn't trust them. Found out my fiance and dad to my kid had been messaging an 18-year-old girl, he's 31, very sexual messages. I decided to forgive him, lost a lot of respect for him though, but was obviously deeply hurt. 2 weeks later his sisters are messaging him telling him if she can't get over it then you need to leave her. You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around her, she seems abusive etc. etc. They told him I was being abusive because I was still upset 2 weeks after I found out he was basically cheating. Honestly, one of my biggest regrets is forgiving him. Him and his family have no respect for me. In fact, his sisters haven't spoken to me for over a year because of something their brother did. I'm making plans to kick him out, but trying to gather evidence and save up money so he can't lie his way around it and make me out to be a psycho like he always does if he gets caught out. My brother, who asks people to do things but provides difficult to understand or erroneous instructions and then berates and insults the people whom he asked for help when they don't do exactly what he wants. He also lies as much as Trump. Fuck him. Senior year of high school, first week, an acquaintance asked to borrow one of my few Sharpie pens for class. I said yes, but said I'd need it back since I kept losing them to people borrowing them. End of class. 40 minutes later, I walk up to her asking for it back. She replied as loudly as possible, "I have no idea what you're talking about." I felt gaslighted as I wondered if I had someone gotten confused about the dialogue or incident, but she never spoke to me ever again, so it was clear she had no problem stealing a pen from me in exchange with pretending I don't exist. Hypocrisy/cowardice when it comes to standing up for your loved ones. It's a pretty crushing feeling to have trusted someone for a long time and have them stay silent when you need them, and you know that they know you needed them. Probably phrased that poorly, but yeah, family means nothing to some people and it's fucked. Also, I don't mean standing up for someone who does something shitty just because they're related to you. Fuck that. I mean turning your back on someone being bullied or otherwise treated unfairly in front of your face after committing out loud to helping them. End rant. Elon Musk tweeted, "Free America now." I used to think he was pretty chill as far as billionaires go. OFC, all of them are terrible people, but before that I thought he was cool at least. Context: a bunch of lockdowns were going into place and he wanted to keep his factories open. I never go on Reddit, but I just want to get this off my chest because it kind of still stings. I have been working for myself in the YouTube world for a while, and 2 years ago I had barely any money to afford anything and was thinking about getting a decent job. Recently I have been doing well and making enough to save money for my future. I had a decent amount saved up when I was coming up and gaining some recognition, and one of my best friends I met while gaming had trouble with his PC and eventually it broke and he couldn't get on to play anymore. We always text each other, so I decided, since I really value the few friends I have, that I would help him out and buy him a processor for his PC. The processor cost $500 and I got it shipped to his house after he rushed me to send it. I had a bad feeling that it wouldn't get built, but I've known him for like 5 years, so I had built a lot of trust in him. Well, after at least 3 months of him stalling and saying certain parts weren't at his house, I got really agitated and told him not to text me until he got his PC built. A week later, I texted him again and he said some parts came in broke and he just ordered a PC off NZXT and never even thought about sending me the money back. Instead, he asked how much the processor would go for on eBay and said he was planning on keeping the money. That really made me lose all the respect and trust I had for him, and it makes me really depressed thinking about it because I honestly don't have many friends. I'm not struggling with money anymore, just really surprised that I got taken advantage from someone I've known for that long. We still talk every day and he acts like nothing happened. My brother when he told my husband to go kill himself. End of relationship. Talking shit on someone's back but being all friendly around them. Being late consistently. Taking favors/nice gestures for granted. How they deal with a waitress. Complaining and blaming others for one's misery. Adding sugar or cream to your black coffee. Not do the things you promised to do. Gossip. And then using gossip to perpetuate hate amongst another person. Not just lose respect, but think about legal action. Last year, between jobs, I worked part-time at a certain fast food chicken sandwich restaurant that Southerners will kindly refer to as the Lord's Chicken. Anyway, I have a pre-existing medical condition. In my first 6 months, I had to leave due to medical complications a few times, not frequently, maybe 3 times, and during my personnel review, I was the last one of the whole store. I was intentionally marked down due to being unreliable and unable to do the job. Which was funny. I told my boss I wasn't good in the kitchen and wanted go up front, and he refused, saying I just needed time. Anyway, because of the markdowns, which they weren't even shy about it being due to my medical issues, I was the only person in the store to fail their employee review and not be given a raise. Doing much better now, have a new job, making really good with full medical benefits, retirement, PTO, etc., and a schedule/easier workload. Been doing the job for 12 years, just bad circumstances last year put me where I had to work at this certain restaurant.